Hello everyone, welcome back to Game Insanity. Today we have a really special video. We're going to be testing out this original Xbox One, not to be confused with the later Xbox One, but the actual Xbox One. We are including the original Duke controller. So for those that don't know, Microsoft, when they created this controller, had two controllers. The first one was the Duke, which is this one, the fat one. But it was deemed sort of weird and too chunky in the size. So the console itself came out in 2001. But after a year, 2 years, they decided this controller is too fat. So they made another one. So this one is actually the original one. The Duke, it's called. It's really cool. Anyway, enough talk. Let's try to start this bad boy up. So this is beautiful. Listen to the sound. Original CRT fat screen. I don't know why there's no sound on it. Like, that kind of sucked. We wanted to have good sound on it. Oh, that's why. So we're just gonna turn it up here. The original CRT. No sound. I'm sorry about that. You're gonna have to live without that because the video's rolling. So here's the controller again, the Duke. Original CRT, the authentic experience. We're going to be trying out this masterpiece of a game. For those that don't know, this is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for the Xbox. So this game was a big deal when it came out. It's a fan favorite. There's some really good YouTube videos that reviews these games. I can recommend watching those. There was made a lot of versions for this game, which is kind of interesting for this game. But this is like the main version for the Xbox. It was also made for the PS2 and for the GameCube. So I want to test out the Xbox version. It's a great game. So that's what we're going to do today. But first, we have to... I mean, this is the first time I'm ever using an Xbox One, by the way. So let's see how the hell do you start this thing? I'm sorry, whoa. What was that? I'm sure there's a lot of guys out there, like nerds and something, they're gonna be thinking like, what is he doing? You know, he's supposed to do that other thing, but here we are. What's going on? Maybe I pressed the button, it's starting a game now. Oh yeah, it is, it's starting Mafia, okay. That was not supposed to happen, but it's alright. This is another banger of a game, Mafia, if you haven't played it. So, the Xbox version is good, but it's known as being sort of inferior to the PC version, but I can definitely recommend the PC version of this game. It's excellent. But that's not what we're going to play today. We're going to be playing today. Sorry, I'm from Denmark, so my English isn't super sharp all the time. Gotta forgive me that. Now, let's figure out how this thing works here, because we need to get this disc out. How the hell do you do that? That was the start button. Okay, what about this button? No? No? Oh my god, I'm feeling like such a noob. God damn it. Hey cameraman, can you help me out? Like, show me where you open it? Oh great, thanks. So the cameraman just helped me out. That's awesome. So that's how you open it there. Here's the Mafia disc. I don't know why that was there. Oh shit, sorry. Nothing happened. Jeez, that could have gone horribly. There's Harry Potter. This game's really interesting. There was made many different versions of it. Different developers for each game. So for example, the PC version was made by an entirely different developer, but with similar assets, art assets and music, etc. The guy who made the soundtrack for this game, is an interesting fact, is Jeremy Soule. It's the same guy that went on to make the Oblivion theme and the Skyrim theme. the guy that made the theme to this soundtrack. So when you're gonna watch it in a minute, pay notice to the soundtrack, because it's actually the guy that made Skyrim's theme. So that's really cool. But that's what we're gonna try now. So you press here, and then you have the disc here. I never played the Xbox version myself. I only played the PC version when I was a kid. I loved the PC version. But because it's an entirely different developer, it's really like a game I've never tried before. It's a totally different game, but with the same, you know, music and art assets. So that's really interesting. Let's try to check it out. Put it in there. You see how it works, and it should get there on the screen now. Check it out.
If Harry Potter goes back to Hogwarts, he will be in mortal danger.
Mom, look. Wait for me! Come on, Mom. Harry!
Cool thing about this this game, like it's cool cinematics and all that. They did not make that for the PC version. That's an interview with the game director for the PC version. I can't remember the YouTuber's name, but he explains that it was the console version that was like the big, like main version of the game, where they put all the efforts and all that, and it was the PC version that was sort of like the cheap version for kids. This is supposed to be like the big effort by EA and Warner Brothers and J.K. Rowling to really like, okay, this is the Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets video game, okay? So they didn't do that before, that's pretty cool. This is the menu for Harry Potter. With the options here, really cool. I'm not gonna change anything. Oh shit, I changed everything. I didn't do that on purpose. God damn it. God, I don't even know what it stood at. Okay, I think the controller might be broken. God damn it, I'm ruining everything. Okay, I was about to say, god damn it. Okay, so I was about to say I'm a default Andy, but now I'm obviously not a default Andy anymore. I don't know, I don't even know what the original controls were. I think this Duke controller, maybe there's something wrong with it. Anyway, whatever man, it's the same game. Let's try to start it. Harry Potter A. This is sweet. This is the first time I ever played this before. Looks awesome on the CRT, man. It's like the color, it's almost like an OLED, it looks sweet. You gotta try it if you haven't tried this yourself.
Welcome to the Burrow, Harry.
I don't know if you can tell, but the frame rate is super smooth. I think it's like 60 FPS.
Did any of you ever give a thought of how worried I'd be? Bed's empty, no note, car gone. Could have crashed. Out of my mind with worry. Did you care? Never. As long as I've lived. Now get
Okay, I'm just gonna skip this so we can see some gameplay.
Had it up to here
See if
with
I can do
all
that.
of you. Except you, of course, Harry.
Maybe I
I'm
can
not
skip.
cross with you.
What the hell?
You ready to do a
Okay, I don't think I can
Harry?
skip.
Well, I'm not sure, Ron. I've been with the Dursleys so much this summer. I'm a little
Check out that
rusty.
frame rate, dude. Like that, they can't even make like a. Wow, that's sweet. They can't even make like a proper 60 FPS on the newer consoles. This is the first generation Xbox, and it looks pretty good, and it runs
Glass jar will flip
buttery
over.
smooth. Try to zoom in, like show the pixels for the audience there. Yeah, look at that. Look at Harry Potter. Look at how sweet these graphics are. That's awesome, man. Whoa.
From Gamble and James, so we can test the
Alright, you can
power
zoom
of
out
our
again. That's
spells.
fine.
Don't worry about getting the shield to the top.
God damn it.
Once you learn some second-year magic, you'll be able to remember.
So another thing that's really cool about this game is that
Come on, Harry. Hit the glass
this game
jar
is
with
very
the pen
movie
gun.
accurate. So you can see like this look, if you've watched Harry Potter 2, this looks kind of like, you know, where they go in the movie, at Ron's house. But the funny thing is, if you play the PC version of the game, it doesn't look like Hogwarts from like the movie at all. You don't even go to Ron's house. And the reason for that is that because the PC version was sort of not considered the main version at the time, PC gaming was considered sort of like, it was like not serious. It was like for kids. So Warner Brothers didn't want to give any assets or like information about the movies that were being made at the time. So the game developers just had to guess what the asset, well, like what the Harry Potter, like Hogwarts stuff was going to look like. They weren't allowed to look at like production photos or the set or something like that, because PC gaming was considered inferior at the time. Whereas this version, I'm not gonna be able to show you in this video, but it has like a fully fledged movie accurate Hogwarts, which is insane. This game is from 2002 and it looks awesome. Look at that, it's in God rays. That's freaking sweet. Anyway, I think that's about it. I think that's about it what I can show. Like this is just a basic, you know, showcase of the Xbox, the first original Xbox, what it can do. I'm really impressed. I mean, especially with the graphics. It looks awesome, man. It looks really, really good. Look at that.
Try hitting the glass jar with Flipendo.
It's incredible. So if you can get your hands on one, on like a nice CRT TV like this one, I can highly recommend that. Because it looks really good. Okay, so I wanted to talk briefly about the Duke controller, which was the first edition of the Xbox controller. So as you can see, it's very like bulky and big, right? So it doesn't look at all like the familiar 360 Xbox One design that you may be familiar with. It's very big, it's very large, right? And actually, it was really criticized for that as well. The console came out in 2001, and people thought it was too big, you know. So in 2002 and 2003, depending on whether you lived in Japan or in Europe or America, they replaced it with the so-called S model, which I unfortunately don't have right now. But the S model, you can Google it. It looks much more similar to the design that you know from the Xbox 360 and Xbox One. So there's an interesting evolution of controllers. The controller that you know today, that you play with on your PC or on your Xbox Series S or X, this is their granddaddy. This is their original one. Without this controller, there wouldn't have been that controller today. And it's funny to think because it's such an odd controller, right? And as for how it feels, it's like, honestly, it doesn't feel so bad. I mean, I heard a lot about this controller, like it's supposed to be, it's too huge, like, you know, you can't even, maybe if you're like a kid and you have like small hands, but me, like a, you know, grown man, like, honestly, I kind of like how it feels. I don't mind it at all. I can even tell that it's, you know, related to the 360 and the Xbox One controller. It has a bit of that same feel. A little, like it's way less refined. It's more like bulky, right? But I could definitely see myself, you know, playing many hours with this one. I would have to come back to you another time, you know, to tell you like long playthrough experience with it. I haven't really, you know, done that, I admit. But just from like a short, you know, play right now, I honestly gotta admit, I don't think it's so bad. I don't know what the hassle was, why they had to replace it with, you know, the S controller. Although, maybe it's more of an aesthetic thing that it does look a bit choppy, doesn't it? It does look a little better. The S version does look a little bit more, you know, nice. So that might be it, you know, why they decided to replace it. Yeah, but it's really cool. Big fan of the original Xbox. So if you can get your hands on one, well, don't be afraid of the Duke controller. I think it's fine. So whether it's the S controller or the Duke controller, it doesn't really matter. Just if you can get your hands on one, I can highly recommend that. Yeah, so that was basically it. This was just a short presentation and view of an Xbox, how it runs today, you know, and maybe also to inspire like other people that there's a lot of like bad games coming out nowadays. You know, there's almost no console exclusives. You know, it's really dull. But there's actually like a lot of opportunity for gaming, you know, retro. So I just wanted to show like what's possible. Like if you got a nice CRT television, one of these old consoles, there's a billion great games out there that, you know, you've never played, and they run just as fine today as they did back then. So that's part of what we do here, you know, the Gamer Insanity channel, is that we look at interesting text, but we also want to take a look at, you know, what can the future be for gaming? Because who says gaming only has to look forward? Like who says that's the only way for gaming to you know, to be fun? We don't have to just look forward for the next, you know, console, whatever, the new RTX super graphics card from Nvidia. There's also gaming in the past that's really worthwhile, I believe in. So that's part of what we're doing here in Gamer Insanity. But I hope you enjoyed the video. This was just a short, brief showcase of the Xbox. There's way more to look into, but we didn't have time for that in this video today. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe and all that stuff. And yeah, I'll see you next time in Gamer Insanity. How the hell do you get out? Oh, there we go.